Noon over downtown Seattle, February the 18th, 1943. A giant four-engine bomber falls from the winter sky, trailing fire, and heads toward a city at lunch. The people below think it is a Japanese attack. It is not. It is America's most secret weapon, and it is burning itself out of the air. Before we go any further, if you like forgotten history, subscribe to Unseen Republic. It is the best way to make sure the next story finds you. The airplane had no public name. On paper, it was the B-29, and almost no one in Seattle was allowed to know it existed. It was Boeing's answer to a question the Army posed in 1940. Build a bomber that could fly farther than anything alive, far enough to reach Japan. What they designed was the war's most complicated machine. 4 engines, each straining at the edge of what metal could do. And that was the problem. The engines ran too hot. To save weight, parts of the engines were made of magnesium, which burns. When one caught fire, it could cut through the wing in seconds. This exact aircraft had already caught fire once, on its first flight 7 weeks earlier. The pilot wrestled it back down and survived. That pilot was flying it again today. His name was Eddie Allen, probably the finest test pilot in America. More than 30 new aircraft flown. Boeing's director of flight research, the one man they trusted with the plane that could win the war. The flight's purpose was almost absurd. Climb high and measure how hot the engines got. 12:09 in the afternoon, Allen lifts off from Boeing Field with 10 men aboard, most of them engineers. 8 minutes up, at 5,000 feet, the outboard engine on the left wing catches fire. The crew shuts it down and smothers the flames. It seems over. Allen turns back. Then, over the suburbs, the same engine catches fire again. This time, it does not stop. The fire is inside the fuselage. Smoke pours through the cabin. Allen rocks the wings, trying to sweep the flames away from his men. As the bomber crosses First Hill, barely 250 feet above the rooftops, 3 crewmen jump. They are far too low, and their parachutes never open. The plane clips a power line, and 8 miles away, a power station explodes. Directly ahead, 5 stories of brick, sits the Frye meatpacking plant. At 26 minutes past noon, the bomber descends into the plant's northwest corner and detonates. 5,000 pounds of fuel turn the plant into a furnace. The slaughtering room's lunch shift ended at 12:30. The crash occurred at 12:26. 4 minutes. 11 crewmen. 20 plant workers. 1 firefighter. 32 people gone. The country was at war, so it was told almost nothing. The fire was too big to hide. The plane's true name was not disclosed. The public never learned that a secret super bomber had fallen on the city. Boeing found the fault, a ruptured fuel line, and fixed it. The engines were tamed. 2.5 years later, the same B-29 carried atomic bombs to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The plane that killed its own crew over Seattle became the plane that ended the war. But the strangest thing the fire left behind was not a bomber. The plant belonged to Charles Frye, who collected paintings. He had moved much of his art into the plant's offices. The crash burned the building and his records, but most of the paintings survived. Today, they hang in the Frye Art Museum on First Hill, free to everyone. The meat plant is gone. The paintings that once adorned its walls are still there. If you enjoy learning about forgotten stories, please like and subscribe. Forgotten stories, lasting lessons. Unseen Republic has more forgotten stories. The deadliest avalanche in American history, high in the Cascades, and the day Seattle washed an entire hill into the sea.